Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the scientific community here in the Commonwealth keeps a close eye on the new COVID-19 variant, and the U.S. set a new pandemic-era record as travelers make their way to airports across the nation this holiday season.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's Monday, and it's a cold Monday. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. Let's take a look at that forecast with Brandon. Brandon, this morning, me texting you, what's the high for today? And you're like, 44. And I'm like, ooh, no, not for me. So.
But yeah, it was an interesting morning as you head out the door. There's some frost out there in some spots. Some areas saw a few clouds that might have negated a little bit of that frost, but it's chilly out there this morning for sure. Let's take a look and see what's going on satellite and radar, and you'll see a few clouds in those western counties, but kind of starting to fade out as we speak this morning. Some temperatures out there in the 20s and 30s, 25 in Wise and 23 in Irvin and Monticello are cold spots this morning. And down near the Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia borders there, 30 in Jonesville, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro is the warm spots this morning. So you'll need a little extra as you head out the door on this Monday morning, or a little bit more coffee as you go through the first part of this day. And we are in the last days of November as we head out the door. As Dakota said, 44 is the forecast high. Maybe a little bit warmer in spots. We've been managing to do that a little bit more here lately with some sunshine. So we'll keep a close eye on that and keep you posted as we get a little bit deeper into the day. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, cases of the latest COVID-19 variant are beginning to pop up around the world. The scientific community is keeping a close eye on what is now called the Omicron variant. Lexington doctor Ryan Stanton says it's unclear what exactly we're dealing with and that people should continue wearing masks and getting vaccinated.
We've had some variants of concern that have really done nothing, and we've had things such as the Delta variant that have really taken off. I don't think it's beneficial for any of us to be paralyzed in fear about COVID-19. It's just doing all the things that we can to protect ourselves and protect others.
With the holiday season in full swing, healthcare officials say several other viruses are also becoming a concern, such as flu and RSV. Italian authorities have identified the first confirmed case of the Omicron variant in the country. Italian's health ministry made the announcement in a statement on Saturday. The one case identified in the southern western region is a passenger who arrived from Mozambique, and they did not disclose at the date of the passenger's arrival or nationality. Well, Japan has announced it will temporarily suspend new arrivals of foreign nationals starting Tuesday. Japan's prime made the announcement outside of the office on Monday. He says the measures are temporary until more information is known about the new variant. One person among 32 people that have entered Japan recently from the list of 9 South African countries subject to entry restrictions has tested positive for COVID-19. Hong Kong has tightened border restrictions on people arriving from 8 Southern African countries in response to the new variant. People who live in Hong Kong who are arriving from certain African countries will have to spend 7 days in a government quarantine facility where they will undergo daily COVID-19 testing and be monitored by health professionals. And people who do not live in Hong Kong and have visited those countries within 21 days will no longer be able to enter. Well, a lot of people are traveling this holiday season. On Friday alone, nationwide, TSA screened more than 1.7 million people. Well, that's up from 820,000 from last year, but lower than 2019's nearly 2 million people. And on Wednesday, TSA says travelers set a pandemic-era record. The agency says it screened 2.3 million people at airports nationwide the day before Thanksgiving.
As you can see, the lines are really long, and I'm just trying to make it to my flight on time.
I didn't expect this at all. I would have left on Tuesday if I knew it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
Well, the day before Thanksgiving was the busiest since March 2020, and that's nearly 90% of what the travel was on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving in 2019. It's also more than doubled the number of people screened on that day in 2020. The Scott County Fire Department teamed up with the Georgetown Fire Department for the first Stop, Drop, and Run 5K at Country Boy Brewing. That was all to benefit Toys for Tots, and the organizers were looking to fill an ambulance with toys for kids in the community. Allie Blake was there to get all the details.
It was a cold morning in Georgetown, but that didn't stop 200 people from coming out to the first Stop, Drop, and Run 5K benefiting Toys for Tots.
We've had a great turnout. I believe he said we had over 200 people here. After this, we all cheer each other on, and knowing it all goes for a good cause, so it's well worth everything.
Scott Markey is a member of the Georgetown Professional Firefighters and also the Toys for Tots liaison for Scott County. He was shocked by the great turnout.
The people have donated a ton of toys. We're going to fill that ambulance. People have donated a lot of money that's going to go locally here for the Toys for Tots Foundation, and I call it a big success for our first one.
Joshua Cromer, organizer of the event, was worried that the race being after Thanksgiving would deter people, but for some, it was a great way to exercise.
Well, I enjoyed it a lot. I like seeing all my friends after Thanksgiving. You know, we burn the turkey off.
People from all ages and even different states came out to support the cause, like Larry Joshio from Indianapolis.
This is my 51st 5K this year. My buddy, he's from Crittenden, so he's trying to sign me up over here, so I says I'll do this one too. And I'm 72 years old doing this.
Organizers are pleased with the success of the first race, and they're going to continue to put it on for many years to come. In Georgetown, Allie Blake, WKYT.
Well, a fire department in Virginia is hoping to send a large donation to West Africa, as it could save a lot of lives there. The Charlottesville Fire Department is trying to send this fire engine to Winneba, Ghana, but as you can imagine, shipping the emergency vehicle isn't cheap. Officials say they need around $7,000 to make it happen. The Charlottesville Winneba Foundation is planning a fundraising concert in December to raise money to cover the costs.
We are in a developing country, and this is a developed country. And so things that they have here cannot be compared to things that they have back home.
Well, the truck is worth about $25,000, but a team in Winneba says it would be worth so much more to the people in that community. Well, thank you so much for getting your Monday started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, a dangerous volcano on a Spanish island continues to erupt for yet another week.
And while the forecast will be a chilly one today, we are on a warming trend as we wrap up the month of November. I'll have those details coming up in about 3 minutes.